What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Sherry NF, Happy New Year to you as well. Y'all welcome in. I know it's been a while since I've been in the place to be, but as I usually do every time around this year, I'd like to come on and be a be a cheerful giver because I know everybody don't celebrate this actual situation that's at hand, the ending of the Gregorian year of 2025 as we head into 2026. But before I go into the year 2025, excuse me, 26, I would like to end it on something that I should have done a long time ago, right? I have been holding back on this uh, conversation, and it's been eating at me. So since I have a little time, I might as well complete the year of completion, which is 2025, by doing the last segment. This segment is going to talk about reputations and character. Does a reputation become somebody's character? Uh, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place what a reputation is on, on the screen, right? There we go. And I'm just going to read offhand. Reputation, according to this dictionary, is an overall quality or character as seen or judged by people in general. The recognition by other people of some characteristics or ability. A place in public esteem or regard, pretty much a good name, reputational. So that's how they classify a reputation. Now, all throughout this year, we have been learning and observing how people carry themselves on this app, right? Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, hey, that's a judgment, a judgmental conversation. Um, but we also seen how there are people situations and using it against another person, right? For example, we recently heard that there was a young lady that was a content creator who passed away mainly because they was feeling bullied by other people on this very app, right? And we also seen that happen several times on this app throughout this year. Um, so when you go about that situation, a reputation, now are these people like this in real life? Well, not. I hate saying real life because this is real life. Whether people understand it or not is another story, right? But do people really understand that words stand, that the things that you do can uh, 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 info their next judgment, right? And if we are doing that, do we understand that people are going to put that jacket or that reputation upon you? Are you that much of a bully that you assisted somebody in uh, ending their situation, ending their story, ending their dreams, ending their life? These are the things that we have to look at, right? As far as, a reputation. This is something that someone is giving unto you. This is a judgment of how people are going to perceive you. And a lot of the times, there's a lot of people faking the funk. There's a lot of people putting on an act because that's not who they really are. So there are a bunch of there are a bunch of people in a facade mode because that's not who they are. You want some people come on here to gain attention. Some people come on here logical thinker. Good afternoon, good evening, happy birthday. I got you in a minute. But when you have that mindset, when you have that situation to where people are going to observe you and then put a jacket on you that don't belong to you, it has to be a sorrowful situation. It has to be a painful moment because you should know who you are before you even come on this thing. What is your agenda? What is your purpose? What is your goal for coming on here? If it's here to get clicks and views, then you might wear a jacket that don't belong to you. Kaylani, Happy New Year. What's going on? Appreciate you. And that's what we have to understand. Like he just said, we got to get it together as a unit. Now, when you have a bunch of individuals that don't know themselves, when you have a bunch of people that has a short-minded goal, when you have people that, hey, I'm out here for self, which is going to be kind of funny because I'm going to talk about self in a minute. But when you're out here for self, when you claim that you care for people and do the opposite of it, when you claim to love somebody but be selfish at the same time, that's something that we should not be having. That's something that we should not be wearing on our. That's a reputation that you should not want, right? Because if you carry that reputation around you and you let that coat fit on you, even though it might be too big or even if it's too small, people are going to turn around and say that is your character. Therefore, the question is, does someone reputation or does someone judgment dictate to you who you are as an individual, as a person? You have to sit down and let that resonate in your mind, in your body, in your spirit, because this is what's happening to us, right? We got so many people that say, I want to do the right thing, but then you hang around the wrong people talking about you doing the right thing. Now you're going to wear a jacket because your reputation is you like chaos instead of peace. And when you like chaos instead of peace, how could you be a peaceful person when peace is not a is in the peace PIECE instead of PEACE, right? That's a reputation that a whole bunch of people are seeming to want or are embracing, whether they want to or not. But is that your character? Do you want to have that peaceful moment? Do you strive for it? Do you work for it? Do you do the things that you need to do to get away from that situation that you say that you don't want? These are the things that you have to ask yourself going forward. These are the questions that you need to ask, because if you don't ask them, you're going to be stagnant, and stagnant is going to keep you right where you are. What is your motivation to fulfill the characteristic that you know that you have, you know that you want to put on display? But if you keep following the reputation that people give you, you're not thinking for yourself, you're working for other people. These are the things that is very sad. These things are very hard to. It's definitely going to be hard to overcome, because sometimes when you wear that jacket of reputation that's heavy on your back, but more importantly, it gets heavy on your mind, and it seems to lock in because there's avenues that you can't keep up with the Joneses. You got to keep up with the with. But if you are you, and that's not your character, then you wearing somebody's reputation. Thing to do is to understand that your character is not their reputation, unless that is what you are allowing yourself to wear. Sometimes you got to put on your own reputation, put yours on. That's called character. That's called characteristics. That's the way this thing is going. That's how it is being performed. That's how it is put on display, because there are things that you have to do in order to shed somebody else's reputation of you. Because some people put a jacket on you just because they don't like you. Some people will give you something just because they want to talk about you at the end of the day. My 33 brother, what up, though? Shout out to the Warood. You know what I mean? And when you go and when you put that reputation that somebody else gave you, you don't have to put it on. You should know who you are. You should know the person that is you. You should know yourself. Now, if you don't know yourself, or you could be easily manipulated for negative, then fine. This may not be for you. This may be for somebody else. This may be for the ones that just want to be with the Joneses or the Browns or whomever else is going to be, right? And at the end of the day, you should know who you are. You should know the character that you instilled, that you built within you. Yes, it is. Knowledge of self is a necessity. But you know what happens when we say that out loud, uh, Mo? When we say that out loud, people think we're judging us. People don't like constructive criticism. People don't like to build up their character. People don't want to do that work. They rather just sit there and wear the jacket that somebody else is. People like free stuff. And when it's free, you don't got to work for it. Hey, I'm going to grab it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to run with it. And I'm going to do whatever it is that I do. Never mind the hurt and the pain and the destruction that lays behind that reputation that somebody else gave you. It's time for us to make our own characteristics. It's time for us to be who we are supposed to be. Dig inside yourself and know who you are. We've been talking about this all of this year of completion, all of 2025. And yet people are still going through this logic and just running with whatever they running with. Why? Because it makes them cool. You don't have to be you don't have to be popular amongst the people. Be all of this time we've been running around trying to be we running around chasing people, getting their opinions, following their clicks, following their views, doing all this stuff. But yet still in all, we don't know the damage that we put on Jane Doe. We don't know the damage that we put on John Doe. We don't know what we're doing to these people because we just getting likes. We getting we getting clicks. We getting views. And that's not the weight of your life. Know who you are. If that's who you want to be, have at it, right? But be careful what you ask for. You know what I mean? Because you want to be a court jester, you got to wear a crown. You want to be a king, you got to wear a crown. You want to be a queen, you got to wear a crown. Heavy is the head that wears those crowns, though, because that reputation that you are building up, it, and allowing that to be your character, it can also be your downfall, right? Because them same people that's cheering you on, the same people that's putting on them pretty reputational jackets per se, it's going to be the same people when shit hits the fan, they're gonna disappear. When that beef comes, they ain't nowhere around you. Oh no, that wasn't me. That was Jane. That wasn't me. That was John talking that, spitting that, and doing all that other nonsense. Why? Because they don't care about you. You gotta love yourself enough to understand that your character is yours, and you should wear that with high regard. The hell with whatever other people's reputation is going to put on you. It doesn't matter about none of that. The fact of the matter is, you got to understand who you are within yourself. You got to know who you are. Without that, then we in a world of trouble. Without that, we ain't no good. Not only to ourselves, we ain't no good to others. Because that's not who we're supposed to be. We ain't supposed to be here being court jesters. Those days is over. You know what I mean? It's not about what the other people want you to do. It's about what you feel like you need to do, right? For the longest of time, I've been coming up here having these conversations, and I get mad at myself because I feel like I'm not consistent enough doing this stuff because there's so much that I want to do and have the conversations about, but I want it to be right. I don't want to be right. I want it to be right. So if the reputation is he thinks he knows it all, then that's something that they got to deal with. I know I don't know it all. My character is always about me wanting to learn, me wanting to be around people that have decency and common sense. because common sense ain't even common anymore. But they can have the conversation to add input, add logic, add sensual conversations around me to help me elevate my understanding and my views of the world. Because just because I'm from somewhere, Mo might be from down south. Word is from the Midwest, quote unquote. There should be some people from California. If we put all that together, we can make our own understanding and put it out there so everybody knows where we're coming from. It will help us build the character that we are desiring to put on display. And if that's the other people see, that's on them. But your character is something that you should wear. The reputation is something that somebody's going to give you. We got to stop taking the free stuff that people want to give us, especially if it's not who we are. If you're not here to get clicks and views, if you're not here to get super chats, if you're here to just be an outlet for somebody, be that. If you here to just put something down there because nobody else is doing it, do that. Don't sit here and expect the world to understand. I don't expect the world to understand me. The fact of the matter is, I am doing things because I felt like nobody else was doing it. And now that I come on here, I see that there are people that's doing it. So I will align with those people because if they are doing it, that means we're on the same page. And if we're on the same page, we can do much more as a group than an individual. That's the perspective that I'm coming from. I am willing to work with others. I am willing to speak to others. I am willing to grow with others. It's a lonely island out there when you're trying to do things by yourself. My character is I am willing to be a participant in the furthering of a goal. If somebody tells me a better you is a better us, I will rock with them. That's where my guy comes in. That's where my 33 brother comes in. When he gave me that idea, when he put it on display, I'm rocking with you. Why? Because we have an understanding. We're here to try to make other people better as y'all make us better. You feed us, we feed you. You give us the nutrients, we're going to go ahead and do what we do. I got you. I understand all that. Yeah, and that's cool. That's that, and I don't have a problem with that, right? Whatever. Now it's about this is the year we're heading into the year to one. Like I said, at 12 o'clock, I'll touch into the year to one, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to preserve yourself. Just like right now, you have to preserve your character because other people are trying to add some bullcrap to a reputation that don't even fit you. And that's where we run into a lot of problems. That's where we run into heartaches and pains. That's why we have arguments instead of discussions. That's why we have debates instead of conversation. Because somebody want to put a jacket on you that don't even belong to you. You didn't even ask for it. And somebody is trying to give you that reputation that your character ain't even fitting. That's where the disconnect comes in at. That's where the heartache and the pains and all of this mental suffering is coming from when it comes to this app. Because there's too many people that want to, I think this person's like this, instead of just having a conversation and getting a feeling of that person yourself. It don't have to be it don't have to be a reputation. It could be a representation of their character. People might say that's the same thing as reputation. No, it's not, because what that person is representing is their character. The reputation is what you perceive that person to be. You perceive that character to be a goofball when they trying to be doing the right thing, you know? You know what I'm saying? When you have that concept, when you have that situation, when you don't even have context to what the meaning of the words is around you, you can put a jacket on that you don't even know what it is. You might be thinking you wearing a designer jacket and it's a bootleg because that person don't know what the hell they gave you in the first place. You can come better by doing better, and also you need to put better people around you to learn and grow from. Whatever you don't know, the people around you should, and if they don't know, and if they don't, why are they around you? And that's the thing that I've been, like I said, I'll keep it on me then, right? Like I tell you people, I don't know nothing about, I'm learning the financial situation just like everybody else. So when I say, yo, listen, y'all follow Lisa J, shout out to her. Happy New Year's to her. When I tell y'all to follow her, because she's showing you bit by bit and teaching how to get on the financial side of making a portfolio for yourself. If I tell you, yo, listen, there's somebody out here who makes their own stuff, a creator of themselves, go ahead and follow Unbiased, because she's the one that creates. She sews a pants, she sews buttons, she sews whatever. She does it by herself. She's showing you how to sew it and make your own clothes type situation on her own. If you want to deal with art, shout out to 755 Media. Y'all go ahead and look at her. She's gonna show you how to how her artistry is coming to be, and she's gonna teach you how to become an artist at the same time. It's nothing. This is what they do. I don't know nothing about that. So I will put y'all on other people. Why? Because my reputation, that people think that I know it all, I don't. This is why I push people out there, because they know something that I don't. Growth is an important aspect. They don't want they don't want that reputation of growth to be on somebody. They want you to be grown, but y'all know that's another story. When you're grown, you can't grow. I've been saying that for 2 years already. But there's people out here that just want you to wear a jacket because they don't like you. They so busy looking at you, they're not understanding the message. They hate the messenger, but don't want to talk about the damn message that's being on display. Forget the messenger. Don't worry about if you don't like him or you don't like her. Listen to what's being said. Listen to understand what the message is. Don't hear to debate it because you think that person's reputation is trash. Listen to it so you can understand it and put it out there for somebody else. One could reach 1,000, and if one could reach 1,000, you should not be in the way of that one. Like I said, we're going to talk about that one in a minute, because we're heading into the year of the morning. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, let's stop wearing these jackets, because if you keep wearing these jackets, man, that's just what it is. Hold on real quick. So here's a characteristic. Here's a definition of character. The way someone thinks, the way that they feel and behave, someone's personality, usually singular, meaning that is how you are. You are portraying who you want to portray. But when somebody gives you a reputation, that's just a generalization of how people view you. But your character speaks about you individually, right? Like it says, he rarely shows his true character. If he don't show his true character, that means somebody gonna put they're gonna put their reputation on him regardless. And that's corny as all outdoor, because they generalizing you when you are putting when you put your character on display, and they just want to generalize you, right? A set of qualities that are shared by many people in a group, country, or thing. That's where better you with a better us come from, because we're all having like-minded situations. If I grow from you, you grow from me, we can grow together. That's a quality that a group can have, but you still could be an individual in that group. We got to work on that too going forward. But people don't even want to do that, because the independency of a thing takes away from the individual concept of growing, which is another thing that we have to work on. So there's a lot to work on even in the year of the one, but we have to come to completion and of understanding before we get to the year of the one. This is why I wanted to do this before we get to the end of the segment of the year, right? Set of qualities that make a place or a thing different, right? All of that is see what I'm saying? All of this is just something else. Qualities or characteristics that make something interesting or special. That's the character that you want. You don't want what these people putting on you. You know what you want to put on display. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. If you know who you are, you cannot allow these people to put that on display for you. Because if you continue to allow that to happen, then you're gonna be a sheep. And sheeps are sleeping right now. Because I tell everybody think they're woke. They woke in a daydream, meaning you just following things because your eyes is open. That don't mean you're awake. If your eyes is open, you should be able to see what's in front of you, right? But you got sleeping eyes, you got daydreaming eyes. You still wondering about this, that, or the third. Instead of you saying, you know what, it's time for me to be awake and work on myself. These are the things that you should be working on heading toward the Gregorian calendar 2026, the year to one. But right now, we just in the year of completion. I worked hard this year to come to understand this. I'm not going to be liked by a lot of people. I'm not going to be available for people because I'm not their cup of tea. When I understand that, it doesn't take away from me. It adds sense to me. It adds common sense to me because I still have common sense. I'm not letting that go like everybody else. And the fact is, when you understand a lot of people's not going to accept you, you could turn down your volume because you're not being received by everybody. If you're not being received, you could go on about your business. Maybe somebody around the corner is going to accept you instead of the person on the corner that you're standing on. And this is what we have to understand going forward. This ain't for everybody. I understand that. Shout out to my 33 brother. He allows me to be the person that I am. And he feeds me like, yo, you know, you might get a little tired of that. You might be like, you know what, man? Bunk them, fuck them, whatever. And the fact of the matter is, when you get to that point, you're going to want to take a step back. And I have caught myself ready to take that step back. But I know that I'm doing this for a reason, right? Maybe it's the divine being in me. I don't know what it is. But something is telling me to continue to do what I'm doing in spite of people wanting to put a jacket on me, in spite of people not tuning in spite of people not interested in what I'm talking about. It may not be your cup of tea. You know what I mean? Y'all drinking coffee, I'm making tea. All right, cool. Well, I'm making coffee, y'all want tea. I'm making water, y'all want coffee. Whatever the situation is, it may not be for you. And that's the stuff that I have learned in this year completion. You have to take your time and understand what is in your surrounding. What are you observing? Are you truly observing, or are you just looking? Are you observing, or are you hearing? Are you observing, or are you just there? Are you just wondering? You know what I mean? You got to understand what it is coming forward for you. And you have to embrace what you need instead of what you want, and apply it to your life. You need air, you're going to do the things to get that air because it's a necessity for you. Now it's time for you to be needy for yourself. Now it's time for you to need to get away from people that mean you no good. Now it's time for you to need a peace of mind. Now it's time for you to be selfish because you've been pouring out to other people and they just been taking. There's too many takers and not enough givers or refuelers or whatever it is that you want to call it. But your reputation is something that is not yours, but somebody tried to give it to you. You don't have to accept it, right? If y'all hear the fireworks behind me, God, y'all be patient with me, right? Because they ready to celebrate. But what are they celebrating, right? Are they celebrating that they got through this year? Or are they celebrating that there's something new on the horizon? But what are they going to do with it? What are they going to do with this newness that's coming? This one that's heading towards their lives, right? For example, I'm down here in Georgia right now, right? The monks have been on a walk for 2,300 miles going up from Texas to DC. There are people rushing the monks like they're the Christ. If y'all don't have the understanding of what their purpose is, don't rush these people. Have an understanding of what is it that what are you looking for? You feel like if you touch them, the hem of their garment, you're gonna change. That's not what this thing is about, right? You got to understand your character is supposed to be cool enough to allow these people to walk, right? Don't put the reputation on up because they doing spiritual things that they are something that they're not. They don't want that jacket. They want the jacket of them doing what they're supposed to do on their purpose and goals of heading to DC to fulfill whatever it is that they feel the divine is placed on their spiritual aspect for heart. You can't just make people who you want them to be. That's not how this goes. Y'all trying to touch that. Y'all trying to chase these people down. What God told you to do because you want them to prove that God is working with them instead of being in them, right? God is not a genie. But y'all just want whatever answers you want to just fall. And then when they don't give it to, now they got a false reputation. He's a false prophet. He's a whatever it is. And that's how it is every day. Forget the monks is one thing. What about the people here that's sitting there trying to talk to you that you can become a better person? You can be a person that you truly want to be. You can be the person that you need to be if you wasn't wearing the jacket of the reputation that people want you to be. You got to understand there's a separation of all of these things, but you got to know what's best for you. Stop worrying about what Jim got for you. Stop worrying about what Jane got for you. What does you have for yourself, right? And it's hard to get online with people that has an understanding of you, right? I shout out to I don't know, this my guy, man. But we had a conversation a while ago, like, yo, are you vulnerable people? No, because everybody's not able to understand my vulnerability. What does that mean? He's like, well, if that's the case, you're not going to be able to see people in a perspective. And I'm like, damn, I ain't even look at it that way. And we had a whole conversation. We had a conversation, then we had a debate, then we laughed about it, and then we left it alone, right? Because we can be around each other, have the conversation. All right, I hear your point of view. I hear my point of view. Your point of view, I understand. You understand my point of view. We could leave it right there, and we grew at the same time. That's a characteristic that people don't have. That's a character that people don't even know it's already in them, but they don't know how to operate in that character. It's not a flaw, it's a blessing. But if you don't understand that, you don't know you. You don't know what's inside of you. And if you don't know what's inside of you, that's why the reputation's that. And that's a crying shame. And that's why people are out here following people for whatever reasons. Yo, you made me feel important. I feel important when people add to me. I feel important when people give me a piece of information that I didn't have 5 minutes ago. That's why I rock with Mo Perspective. That's why I rock with the word. Why I rock with a whole bunch of people that I rock with. If my circle's a dot, I'm not apologizing for that, because it's only certain people that have gathered information from to make me a better person. And if that's the case, then I'm going to rock with them. It doesn't matter who they rock with. I'll check them out. But if that's not my cup of tea, I'll drink the water that I've been drinking. And that's what we have to do going forward, because if we don't, we're going to keep following people that means us no good, and we're going to keep going through the loops and the rumblings of chaos. And I want peace. I don't want chaos. I want PEACE. I don't want that peace that y'all got. I don't want it. And I'm not taking it for sure. I'm not doing it at all. And that's the thing that we have to do going forward. So, I just wanted to touch on that real quick, right? Because like I said, it's been eating at me. I was supposed to did this like a couple weeks ago, but life is life. Got the kid with me celebrating Christmas, things of that nature. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me put this down before I forget it. But sometimes when you get that information, that wisdom, and all of that, it gets down to the point. Like, I gotta do this. Like right now, all this fireworks, probably getting ready to wake up the kids. So I'm just on standby. I'm listening, right? It doesn't mean I'm not paying attention to you guys, but hey, family life exists. I'm a family man as first. I'm loyal to you guys. You guys are family to me too, but the family is who they are, and that's the way that goes. And so that's just the way it's going to happen. You know what I mean? So in the meantime, though, as I finish that segment up, I just wanted to say shout out Mo, Logical Thinker. Today's her birthday. And in honor to that, I told her earlier that I was going to do something nice for her, right? And so with me doing that, I'm going to do this. Happy birthday, Mo. Happy birthday, Logical Thinker. There's a lot of people that really come on here and believe Saint, what up, not what up though. But this year we ran into a lot of people. I might be speaking. Frankie Blanco, what's happening? I heard about you last night, buddy. I seen you. What's up though? But on some real stuff, like this year, we ran into a lot of good people here, right? Saint, we ran into well, Frankie's been around forever. Y'all just gotta go link up to him, check him out. He's a man with many talents. Link up. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. If y'all want to know about writing, music, poetry with musical form, that's the guy, right? I just finished telling y'all. I don't know all this stuff, but he has a craft for that. Y'all go and check him out. You know what I'm saying? But this one right here, Mo, Logical Thinker, that's what we call her. We call her Logical because she's a rarity. She's one female that thinks with logic instead of emotion. For the most part, of course, everybody has they situations where they come, but she thinks with logic, and that's the thing. That's what makes her unique. That's what makes her rare. And just for the few months that she's been coming around, hitting the links or hitting the chat, she has been adding to the conversations with understanding, putting perspectives in that we wouldn't even look at because we get around, but we don't have every aspect, every view of a thought. And when you have somebody like Mo Perspective in your conversation, in your chat, and you understand that she's coming from a sincere place, you will do the things. You will have no choice but to feel like she's one in the crew, right? Because that's what she brings to the table, right? And even if we don't have a table, we sitting on the grass with a blanket. She's coming with that part of the blanket. You understand? She's coming with that to the picnic. So we love and respect her for that. And like I said, just the few months that she's been around, my nine is like that too. But it's because it's her birthday. We're gonna show her love. We're not gonna wait to something chaotic happens for her to get her flowers. This is her day. This was her day earlier. I was rocking with her earlier. She was chilling. She had a little a fire pit going on. You know what I mean? But I told her, I said, yo, if I go live tonight, I'm celebrating you as well because you might be ending the year on your birthday, but you're gonna be ending this. You're gonna enter the new year of self about you. So, realist, what's happening? What's going on with you? And that's the thing that I'm telling people because it's very rare that you get somebody with that sincerity. And when you got it in front of you, you have to hold on to it because if you don't, it may be hard to find later on down the line, right? And that's what I'm telling you about this little group, this little set that we have here. I rock with them all because we all add to each other. You understand? Frankie adds poetry. He adds music. Saint he adds a Australian logical situation. The word is the word. Realist is the realest one, right? When you have all of those things, we can be able to work together and build something. I know, I got you, and I understand that at the end of the day, a lot of people gets worried about losing themselves. You can't lose yourself if you just also doing something where you want to help somebody become a better version of themselves. If you want to add to somebody, that's something that we all should want to do, right? It's not about us thinking that we're better than somebody. We just can add to somebody because at the end of the day, if we know something, we might be better at that particular field. Let me add that to you so you can become better at it too. That's why a better you is a better us. That's why when that logic came to me, I'm like, yo, that makes sense to me. I don't know everything. You don't know everything. But if we work together, we can get a lot covered to where we can know a little bit more and feed it to the people that don't have an idea what the hell we're talking about in the first place. That's a giving attribute, right? It's not because we want to, we taught you something new. Nah, You understand? If you understand that we could become a familiar bunch of people, we could form our own family. It doesn't mean that we're not related, right? It doesn't mean we're related. That's okay. But you can be around familiar people. That's where the word family comes from, right? And if that's your characteristic, the reputation of people thinking you know better, you smarter, all of that, they can keep that over there. But the people around me who know me knows me. They know I'm not here. I'm not here to be judged by everybody. I'm here to help somebody. Like he said, this is what he's talking about. Let's connect the dots. And if we connect the dots, we could submit a picture to where everyone will understand. Oh, I said submit. My bad. I ain't supposed to say submit. People are afraid of that word submit because they don't know how to go under to see the greater picture as we come up, as we rise from the bottom. We can see a better picture because we submitted to the goal instead of the individualism. But that's another story for another day, right? But anyhow, when you say that, you have that perspective. No point no point at Mo. But you have that perspective to say, yo, I can really rock with these people because they get me, they understand me, and all they want to do is add to me instead of take away from me. Shut up, Saint. Shut up, Nine. But that's the thing that we have to think about going forward, right? And I know that the Gregorian calendar is getting ready. That's why I said this was the year of the 9. The year of the 9 was about completion. I had to complete a whole bunch of things in order for me to get to this point to where I might not be for everybody. Somebody might just want to use me. I can't be vulnerable to everybody. You have to go through these stuff. You have to go through those situations. This is why I tell people when adversity hits you and you defeat it or control it or however else, you take it and move it out the way, you become more diverse. And when you become more diverse, there are more things, there are less things that can hurt you because you have been through enough or through the storms to get overcome something to where I can look forward and prepare for whatever's in front of me instead of keep looking behind me. I beat that. I defeated that. And that's the thing that we have to understand. Shut the yo, Frankie, man. Why don't you go to bed or something? But that's what I'm trying to tell you, Frankie. You see that? I'm in rare form because I'm learning from you guys. And when I learn from you guys, you add to me. When you add to me, I can become a better version of myself. My comfort zone, it spreads even more because you guys are giving me things that I need in order for me to get to this mode. And if you guys wasn't here, I wouldn't be at this mode. If I didn't beat you guys, I wouldn't be at this mode. I would still be the Bible thumper that people thought I was. You know who I'm talking about. But that's just the way it is because people have to understand you could use a lot of things to grow, but if you don't use it correctly, it can stunt your growth at the same time. And that's the thing that we've been trying to avoid as a group all throughout this year. You understand what I'm saying? And when you understand that part, you don't have no worries about it. You don't have to sit there and worry about, well, what does that person think about me? What is that person? Now, when you come into yourself, you don't worry about what the next person thinks about you. Why? Because they thought don't make you sleep well. What they eat don't make you poop. I'm being nice. Shit. But when you understand that part, it don't have an effect on you, especially when it's people that you thought that was riding with you and they were just riding with you because you was the blessing and they couldn't be blessed, so they rode the coattails because you was the blessing type scenario. That's what happens. Then they give you the reputation because they no longer could receive the blessing that you were to them. That sucks. That's when you get that nasty reputation. That's when you get that nasty jacket put on you. That's when he thought he was, but he ain't been. Now look at him. Now when they wait for your downfall, they wait for you to struggle. Look, that's the beginning of the downfall. But when you understand your character, you can stand on it. And when you stand on it, you can rise above that little storm. That storm ain't going to keep you down. That battle, you may have lost that battle, but you still got a war to win. Your character is going to get you to the end. The race was never given to the swift nor the strong, but it was for those who can endure. And when you have that character of strength in your system, you can endure a whole lot of things that people cannot or will not understand. And because of that, there are people falling by the wayside now, if not physically, definitely mentally, because there's a lot of people that need that mental health because they have allowed people to enter their mind. The idle mind is a devil playground. But if you don't know the devil, he could come in many forms and fashion. He could be your brother, he could be your daddy, he could be your mama, he could be your uncle. He will use whoever he needs you to get you off your square. That's it. I heard you say that, and I was like, ooh, look at spit them jewels. You understand what I'm saying? Don't they don't understand what that means. And that's the crazy part. You don't understand it because you don't comprehend. You don't know what the meaning is. You don't even want to put it in the context, and you don't even know those are three different things. But that's another story for another day. But y'all don't hear me though. But you know what I mean? No, I ain't just wake up, man. I took a nap earlier. See, I took a nap because I knew I was gonna come on tonight, and I was like, dang, let me put the kids to sleep. They went to sleep, and now, like I said, I'm just listening to the fireworks because if they wake up, I'm gonna have to go out there and but it's just a thing, right? As we get ready to leave this year completion, right? The year of the 9. The truth of the matter is we still have work to do. The truth of the matter is we are not a finished product. We can't be a finished product because there's so much more for us to gather, the information, the wisdom, the growth, the understanding. All of that is right around the corner in the year of the 1. And when you understand that the truth can set you free, you would understand that the bondage of the past, the lies of yesterday, cannot hold you down. It cannot keep you shackled forever. Because if the truth will set you free, if the 9 has set you free, it set you up to be the 1. And that's the year we're heading into. And it's not just I didn't make this up. This is what they want us to do. We're gonna make the best out of a bad situation. We know that there should be 13 months. We know this might not be 2026, but because we are here, because we have to sit in this great growing concept, it's time for us to make the best out of a bad situation. If they give you an apple, find a way to have apple juice. You can squeeze it, or you think you're a chef like that, make you some apple pie. Whatever, use the apple to your advantage. If you got a lemon and you squeeze it, you might make a lemonade. This is the thing that we're trying to get you to understand. And if you can do that, then we can be a better bunch of people than we were yesterday. And since we are getting ready to head into the new year that they want us to believe is to be 2026, the year of the 1, let's just complete this year with a total understanding. Without you guys, without you, I may not be here today. I am giving you your flowers because you are in deserving. Like I said, the OGs that's been around me from the beginning, like Realist and Atmosphere, they still here. I'm saying, how the hell y'all still here? So I must be doing something right because they was there from day 1. And then I found Frankie Blanco. Then I found The Word. Then I found Saint. Then I found more. They found me. However you want to perceive it, we are here for a reason. We are connected for a reason. And it ain't because we all look good, because we don't even know. A lot of us ain't in on camera to see what we look like in the first place. But our spirit is good. Our soul can connect. And that is more precious than the gold that these people are sitting there going to war over. It's more precious than that oil that they blowing up the Mideast for. Because it's giving us a peace and an understanding that we can become better people, a better version of what we are today, because we continue to work with each other. So with that being said, and as we begin to head into the season of the 1, let me first and foremost just put this out there for you then.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should acquaintance be forgot, and all anxiety, for all anxiety, my dear, for all anxiety, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for all anxiety.
Thank you, Sherry. Happy New Year's to you too.
For all anxiety, my dear, for all anxiety, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for all anxiety, for all anxiety, my dear, for all anxiety, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for all anxiety.
Happy New Year's, Happy New Year's, Happy New Year's. It's 12:02 on the east side of the United States of America. Right? We have officially entered into 2026, the year of the one. I appreciate you. Right? So let's just go on ahead and look at what the one represents for us then. How about that? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But let's go ahead and look at what this number means in numerology. In numerology, the one symbolizes new beginning, independence, and leadership. It represents the root of opportunity and embodies qualities such as creativity, originality, and action. This number often associates with willpower and the ability to inspire others through decisive actions. Right? So we're going to leave it right there. Right? And then we just going to sit here and talk about the year of the one. The year of the one is for you. The year of the one is about you becoming the person that you need to be. And it's literally telling you it's okay for you to be selfish with yourself. If you fireworks, fire signs, but it also means put yourself first. Yeah, he from Australia, realist. That's why I said when you on this thing and you just reaching all across the continents and all over the world, you're doing something correctly. And that's what we have to understand. I never thought I could connect with somebody from Australia and they understand me better than my people in the States. That'll be a crazy thing, being selfish. But you have to be, no, it's not even that it's a one thing. It's a one thing because you have to improve on yourself. And if you improve on yourself, you have to take time to worry about yourself. You have to be selfish in order for you to gain. You have to be selfish for yourself in order to grow. You have to be selfish in order to improve yourself. If you're not none of that stuff and you continuously give to other people, when do you have time to refuel yourself? Because everybody's not here to refuel you. There's too many takers in the world. But as you go through this year of the one, you understand I have to take care of myself. I have to take care of my mind because somebody might drive me out of it. I have to take care of my heart because somebody is willing to break it. I have to take care of my spirit because if I put the wrong spirit around me, it will, rob me blind. And these are the things that we have to understand. When you are selfish with yourself, when you are taking care of yourself, it's not that you really look at that word independent. It's not that you want to be independent. Some people do. Let's keep it a buck. But it's just the fact that you have to take care of yourself. So you have to be self-efficient in order to take care of yourself. Because if you don't do it, who the hell else going to know? Who should know you better than you? You. That's the only one that should know you better than you know yourself, right? Some people can add joy to your life. Some people can add peace to your life. but that should be already added into you. You should already understand how to push that light, push that peace, put that joy within your life. Only people that should be around you is one that's going to add and not take away, right? Yeah, it means all that too. So you have to be, in order to be a one, you have to conquer the things that's holding you back. That's why it's a masculine number in that format, Stoic. If you understand, you have to be strong enough. Strength is not just about muscles, but you got to have willpower. You got to have all of these things in order for you to overcome the situations in your life. If you don't have that one in you to love yourself enough, you can crumble before the weakest person. You can be the person that may not exist. My 33 brother, what up though? Mic check. Can you hear me? You there? Mic check. Did I lose you? I need to go. One, be singular, be masculine. Yeah, you got to do all of that. I'm Polynesian, real. You in the, oh, okay. Wherever you from, we appreciate you, Stoic. But going back to the one aspect, you have to be able to understand who you are in order for you to represent yourself to other people. And if you don't know who you are, you're not the one to represent yourself. How about that? You know what I'm saying? So we have to, this should be day one of understanding why we got to work on ourselves, why we got to continue to understand who we are. What do we need to strengthen ourselves? Why do we need to strengthen ourselves? I know Mr. Y is at the bottom of the screen, so I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. Mic check, can you hear me? Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm saying. It represents to that one. And if you want to be the one, you got to be a one, right? A1, that's the top of the top, the highest of the highs. If you're gonna do that, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that we have to do going forward. If we go forward with that aspect, we can become better versions of ourselves. If we take bits and pieces of the information that we find out and we apply it to our lives and it works for us, we could be the one. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I said, it's up to us that got to work hard for it. We got to want this thing. I would say you need this thing. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You got to be A1. And if you ain't A1, you ain't shiznit. How about that? But that's just like, I know people might think that's a selfish idea. So what? When you taking care of yourself, you got to be selfish. At the end of the day, it's nice for somebody to love you, but if you don't love yourself enough, why the hell are they going to love you? If you don't care about yourself, why should they care about you? You got to put that on display that you are the one worthy of what's being added or given to you. And if you don't show it, people are going to walk all over you. People are going to use you for everything you got. The peace of mind, a couple of dollars, a piece of meat, whether it's a man or a female, sexually or not. This is what people will do because there are people out here who are really selfish. And when they're selfish, they only benefit in themselves. But if you are strong enough and understand that you are the one not to be reckoned with, they won't even approach you. They won't even look at you any other way but what you're supposed to be looked at. How you supposed to be looked at. But because people don't know it, because people don't understand it, they're just going to continue to be who they are from the year before or the day before, because they don't want to do the work on themselves. Like I said earlier, they don't want to do the work. You can't be. I don't want to be the twos no more. I want to be the one. And if I'm going to be the one, I have to work on myself. I have to use the tools that I already have. And if somebody can sharpen those tools, this is why I better use a better us. If you can sharpen me and I can sharpen you, we can go out there and slice things up together. We could put things out of its misery. We could put people out of commission. We could put that dude that said I ain't shit. I could put them to shame because I can represent myself as being the shit, the one, a one. And when you understand that part, you can be the conqueror of all conquerors, right? And it ain't to go destroy the world. It's to go to destroy that reputation that I was just talking about. You could cut that shit in half. You could cut that to smithereens because your character represents who you are. And the character comes from you being that one. And when you understand you that one, who the hell gonna say something to you? What they gonna say? They're gonna put a false narrative out on you. So what? If that's what they do, that's what they do. And that's what I'm trying to tell. Listen, man. Words is a wonderful thing, right? Words. Because it can give life, it can destroy life, it can hamper a life, it can add to a life, it can take away from a life. If you don't understand who you are within the words that you speak life into, you don't need to be here. But of course, there's some people that's walking around here soulless because they don't have a clue how to connect with that. They spiritless because they don't know how to connect with that. But they ain't they can't be the ones unless they know that all three of these must operate in harmonious fashion, in synchronicity. It has to work together in order for you to be that divine being in a human experience. So you ain't got to sit there and run to a church house. You would understand you the church house. You are the place where the spirit of the whole being, the holiness is dwelling within you because guess what? You're the one. You're the one that he dwells with, or the creator is dwelling with because he's already within you. But that's another story for another day. That's too much for day one on the day of the one, on the year of the one. It's too much. Right? But I'm not gonna come on here every day and have that conversation. I'm not gonna do that this year. Like I said, y'all want to have that conversation, we can have it down the line. But you guys got to do the work. All I could do is bring it to your attention. This is the year of the one. Why must you be the one? How do you become stronger in your one? How could you be the best one for you before you do anything else? Mic check, mic check.
Mic check. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Okay, I don't know what happened first time, but no matter. I'm here now.
Me either.
We
What's
here now. Don't get scared now.
don't get scared now. The man, the myth, the legend, the word himself, the 33 brother up on here.
What it
What's,
do, man? What it do, man?
what it
Happy,
do?
happy, happy, Gregorian New Year's. Y'all celebrate that, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we gotta they trying to pin it on us. Let's make the best out of this situation. Now it's time for us to grow. It's the year to one. Now start working on yourself. That's what we've been speaking about. That's what we're gonna put on display. I read what you said in the comments. That don't apply to me. And I know that. So I don't care what everybody else got to deal with. That ain't our relationship. That ain't
Nah,
our familiar aspect, right? Because even though we're not related by blood, we family. And that's how we rock on this thing.
I'm,
Because people think this ain't real. It's real.
I'm your annoying ass little brother, bro. That's how I walk around.
And
I'm
you
gonna
hear
know. I was talking about that yesterday, man. Like that's my bro, man. But no, but see, you get the authentic me. You always seen me, bro, and you don't. I am what I'm allowed to be. I always said that from day one, bro. So I ain't no asshole unless I need to be. But a lot of times, like I don't know, I tone down, bro, and it's I'm working on self, bro. So I didn't experience that aspect of me. Now it's time to balance it out. So to be a little rougher around the edges. There's a reason roses have thorns, bro. Roses are considered one of the most beautiful plants on this
mm-hmm.
planet. People like to smell them, but you just can't grab it, bro. If you grab a rose recklessly, you go get poked. And that's how I am, bro. Don't grab me recklessly, you gonna get your ass poked.
And that's the thing. You gotta understand with beauty, you have to caress it. You can't just grab it. It has to be caressed and finessed. And that's how we gotta be going forward. We ain't gonna keep sitting out here wasting our time to be picked on. We want to be caressed. The things that we're doing, we want people to caress it, to grasp it, to understand it, to use it for their ability. If they're not going to do that, then hey, they're not working on themselves, in my opinion. And I'm okay with that. If that sounds kind of harsh, I'm in the year to one now. I have to focus on me. I have to take care of myself. I got to take care of me, because who's going to take care of me if I don't take care of myself? Nothing wrong with that. Look, Ian forgot something. And that's the thing that we have to.
What my coffee.
Oh shit! Look, the ground got them some good ass coffee.
Man, got my pumpkin spice cream.
They got some New Year's coffee early at the 12 o'clock hour. But I mean, like I said, it's been the thing is this: the 9 has lost a lot of people. I'ma just be honest. I'ma say it. You ain't gotta say it. The 9 has lost a lot of people for whatever reasons. It's not a fault. It's not none of that. Whether it was us being inconsistent, I'll eat that. I'll take that, because I have been inconsistent, right? But if it's the fact that people wanted to branch out and be on their own, that's cool. If people didn't like the fact of or the conversations we were having, that was cool. If life is life, that's another thing. But that don't take away from who we are as individuals, especially you and I. It don't take away from us being in this group, because at the end of the day, the goal is still the same. Now we may not approach it the way we used to approach it. We have to become a newness. We have to become we have to create other ways for us to be ourselves. If we are new creations, we are new creatures, because the newness of ourselves must be established. If that's not established, we still sitting in stagnation, and we don't stagnate about nothing. We'll fall back before we'll fall out. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah, bro. And I don't feel like. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Like, we lost people. I don't feel like we lost nothing. I feel like we learned lessons, bro. I don't take losses. I learn lessons, and in those lessons I learned, I just understand everything ain't for everybody. So, and then you don't know what's for you until you try it out. So that's how I look at it. So it ain't never no, negative feeling towards anybody or anything for me, bro. Negativity is a perspective. It's how you choose to look at it. So you to make room for new things, you got to, get rid of some old things to make space. So I mean,
out with the old.
That's how I look at it.
Out with the old and with the new.
That's how I look at it. But shit, like I was saying last night, I mean, the core is formed. Me, you, Commander Tay around, BDB pop up. Santana when she ain't busy. Then you got people like Kalani when he available. My brother Frankie when he available. My Saint, I got my Saint, bro. I mean, there's a lot of great people who've been rocking out with us who came through recently.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to this year because, like I said, a lot of times, like some of the criticism I got is I'm too passive, bro, and I understand that, but I want to be approachable. Like in real life, bro, I'm not really that approachable. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be approachable on here. I try to be as considerate and pleasant as possible, but I don't know, maybe that's working against me. So we'll try to mix it up a little bit. I ain't gonna be no asshole, but it's just something I ain't gonna work with, bro. It's just something I'm like, nah, I'm straight.
And I agree with that 100%, Frankie. Make friends, don't make friends, make family. In other words, what he's trying to tell y'all, if I'm wrong, blame my vision, because I'm reading what he said. In other words, we don't need friends. We need people to be around us that's going to rock with us. We could become familiar with. Like I just told y'all, familiar equals family. That's what it is. I don't care what y'all used to know. We trying to put y'all onto new words so that way you can understand the revelation that is happening right before you. In order for you to become that one, you have to understand what's around you. Everything that's familiar is a family thing. It may be a family trait. It may be a family learned experience. It may be a family whatever. But you don't have to go through that. You if you leave it there, you become familiar with it. That's what a family is. The family around you is who you're familiar with. That's why you got distant relatives and not distant family members, because you're not familiar with them family members down the block, down the road. You don't know them. So they are just relatives and not family. Your third cousin once removed is a relative. He's not a family member because you don't know the dude or her or whomever. But if you make it a family situation, that means you got to be around them to get to know them. I don't want to have friends. I want to be familiar with people. My 1.5 2 years with this 33 brother on the panel, we might not be locked in like lock, but we on our way to tightening that bolt to where nothing could come through and interfere with that. That's the type of familiar or family that you want around you. And if you can't get that, work on it. If you don't want to work on it, be a friend and see what happens. You see what your friend did. Your friend left you when they was done with you. They took off. You understand? You gotta know what's around you in order to become familiar with it.
You know, one of my goals for this year coming up is to take people from that understanding to a comprehension, take them from under the information and put them over it. When you over the information, you can utilize it. When you under it, you can only use it. Like these terms, most people don't. They think they're interchangeable and they not. But if you comprehend this shit, you can make it work for you, bro. And that's how I got where I'm at, man. Like, as I began to comprehend things and make the things work for me instead of uh, me working for the things. That's what happened a lot.
That's what we need to happen. We need things to become understandable so that you can build off that understanding into an understanding and an overstanding. If that's too much, it's just for you to know. Understand what we're saying so you can know what we're talking about. That's just the beginning.
Reason people get manipulated and took advantage of because the people who do it know more than them, bro. They just know more than them. That's been going on since the dawn of time. Whoever knows more, whoever has the knowledge, that's who rule, bro. And that's why most people get ruled over because they don't know no better. They only accept what's given and they don't go take what's theirs, bro. I'm a taker, bro. I'm gonna go take what's mine, but I'm also give back what's other people's. You know, now it's up to people if they take what I give. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's up to the person. I can't force feed nobody, but the information will be there. That's how I look. That's how I looked at it since I came on here. You know, I put the information, and if you take it, then you take it. If you don't, then that's your fault. I can't do nothing about it.
And the fact of the matter is, you don't
No,
want to
what is you
be
barking at? They shooting these damn
fireworks.
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 Go,
That's
go lay down in the back. Yeah, lay down right there. I
and that's the
got
thing
you a
we
little
try
cushion
to
and everything in here.
we trying to embrace that thing, right? The newness of a thing, right? Why do you think so many people is afraid of what's new? It has to be because they don't. I'm saying it's because they don't want to work with the newness. They're comfortable with where they at. What is your thoughts about that?
Simple fear. People fear the unknown. So something new to them, they don't know about it, so they don't want to work with it. Especially as you get older. When you young, people be curious and shit and be wanting to try new things. But the older you get complacent, bro. Like people don't want to try new things. They got their little routine. They got their their little rituals, their habits, and they like to stick to them. And anything that that's outside of that becomes fearful. Fear is just simply the unknown. That's all fear is. You don't know about the shit. Anything you fear that you figured out, you ain't fear that shit no more.
That sound like people afraid of the outer limits because they're stuck in a box or they're stuck in a circle that they ain't supposed to be in the first place. And this is why
Hmm.
you have to work on this. This is why I'm saying this is your year of the one. You have to work on yourself. You don't have to be the grandioso of knowledge and all of that other stuff. You can improve yourself by taking the bits and pieces that's around you and make a better version of yourself. And this is what I'm trying to get people to do. All right, you don't have to do it today. I'm not saying do it today. I'm just saying put that as a thought. Turn that from a thought to believing in yourself. And then once you believe it and then you put it into action, you know you can do it because you put it into action, you become that better version of yourself. Now you know. It don't have to happen overnight. Everything is not built in one day. Rome wasn't built one day. You, the individual, definitely wasn't built in one day because it takes time to improve yourself. So if you're going to improve yourself, take your time and improve yourself. It's okay. It's not a race. It's not a sprint. It's not a marathon. It's your life. And if you are valuing your life, you should be able to take care of yourself with growth, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. spiritually, all of that can happen. Maybe not physically because we can't you can't your body can't grow the way that as it once did, but you still can grow no matter what the take is, no matter what I don't know what happened to him. No matter what aspect you're going through, there is still growth. But if you tell your mind that you are grown, oh, he turned the camera on. If you tell your
I want
mind
to show
that you are
Frankie
grown,
something.
okay.
Got that tarantula, Frankie.
Look at this.
I don't even know if he can see it. I can't even put his left up the camera. Yeah, got that tarantula, Frankie. And put King oil on the dog. Happy motherfucking New Year, dog. Yeah,
Yo,
about three of these bitches, bro. I'm about to beam me up. Captain Kirk, where you at? Come
beam
grab me
me,
real quick.
beam me up, Scotty. Y'all was a chip. But shout out to Frankie for holding it down last night. Cause like I don't know what happened. I was like, yo, I was supposed to got up. I went to sleep like 10 o'clock. I'm like, why am I sleeping at 10 o'clock? I woke up, it was like 2. I'm like, damn, this thing here go off. And you was on your way out. I'm like, damn, I missed the whole segment. But I caught it today. So, shout out to Frankie. I don't know what music I didn't get the whole conversation of the music that he wanted to put out there, but we would have did that. I mean, like I said, he family. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. People keep running around here thinking you can't make something happen on this thing. You can't form a relationship. You can't form a bond on here. It's up to you to who you allow into your purpose. It's up to you to who you allow into your life. It's up to you. It's always going to be up to you. You are the key to your own center of life. You are the key. If you don't want it, it won't happen. If you want it, you'll make it happen. But it's always going to be up to you. I don't know why people don't understand that. This is why I was talking about the reputation earlier, because they allow people to put jackets on them that they don't want to wear. I don't wear jackets like that. If I don't put it on, fuck them. I'm not wearing it. Fuck your feelings. That's how I am. That's how I'm feeling right now. Because I got to worry about mine.
Bro, look, if you get with the wrong people, wrong things gonna happen. That's it. That's the easiest way to explain it, man. Everybody ain't for everybody. You gotta find your people who you can rock with, who can appreciate you for your good, bad, and ugly, bro. You find those people, you good to go.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing I want people to understand. It's not, listen, people don't want the cup of tea
Whole
because it might
spectrum,
be too
man.
hot. Huh? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
my bad. Because I don't be looking for perfect people, bro. I just look for progress. People trying or have a desire to be better. Because eventually, if they ain't doing better now, they go do better. Especially when they get around other people doing better. But people who don't have that desire, when they get around you and you trying to do better, those people will pull you down because they ain't trying to do better. So now they see you doing better. There's people about, oh, you think you better than everybody. No, I don't think I'm better than nobody. I don't have those thoughts. I have thoughts that I do better than people. I'm gonna do actions that's unique to me, and sometimes that's gonna be better than other people, and then there's other people doing better than me, and that inspired me to do better. That's why I want to be around those people who doing better than me, so I can learn and grow and do better. You know what I'm saying? So people who be that shit always sounded weird. Oh, you think you better? Like, ain't that your thought, bro? Like, you
I
that shit.
am I am better though, but that's the funny part. I am better. I'm better than what
Yeah.
I used to be. Right? I should be able to take pride in that I am better than what I used to be. And a lot of us have come through some situations. You understand what I'm saying? We came from the slum. We came from the bottom. We they talking about get it out the mud. There's people that was in that mud, hard body. And the fact that we overcame that and we have become this version of ourselves, we should not be ashamed of where we came from and how we had to improve ourselves to get to this point. Because if you would have met me 20 years ago, man, this motherfucker don't know what he's talking about. That motherfucker tripping. No, I ain't tripping. I just don't know nothing right now because I ain't around the people that's going to help me to improve myself of understanding. And that's the thing that you got to be. It's people that's not even making it to 30, 40 right now. And they're not even in the streets or nothing like that. Now, just imagine you being around in the hood, going through certain things. You better be glad because I bet you know at least 3 people that didn't make it from your time to now. I bet you know 3 people that didn't make it out your hood because they did something that, whether it was right or wrong, they paying the price for it. Knock on wood. Y'all know the outcomes: dead or prison. Which one? But they ain't here. But you made it through that. You overcame that. You have more. You are more diverse because them streets have put so much into your mind. Now you could take it to quote unquote real world. Now you could make $1 out of 15 cents. Now that you learn in stock, you can make $1 out of 15 cents when you know how to invest that money in the right way. And this is the stuff that we have to celebrate. It's not that I'm better than you. I'm better than what I used to be. You should not be ashamed of that. Mo, you still here? I see you.
Oh my bad, bro. Every time I hit this shit, I choke. So I wasn't trying to cough y'all ears out, bro. I was reading Stoltz's comment. For me, it's always the journey, bro. Because after I reach the goal, I'm on to the next one, bro. So I've learned to find joy in a journey. That's where you pick all the shit up at. That's where you learn. That's where you get refined. That's where you cultivate it. That's where the resilience is born, the confidence, self-esteem, all that is within the journey. Once you reach the goal, that's like a relaxation. You know what I'm saying? You want to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So the goal is cool, but uh to me, man, life is a process of learning, bro. Consistent learning. And I only learn shit to pass it down so it could benefit the younger generation. Other than that, I can't do shit with nothing I accumulate, if it's physically or if it's mentally. I can't do shit with it when I'm dead. Only thing I can do with it is pass it down. So that's the only reason I accumulate things. And so I do things, the things I do, when people see me go about it, it looks selfish. But when you understand why I do it, then you be like, damn, yeah, he ain't selfish. No, I'm not selfish because I can't die with this shit. I can't take it with me. The only thing I can do is pass it down. So that's why I'm going to get it. So, I mean, damn.
And that's the thing about it, right? Because if people understand within yourself, there's always room to grow. Life is about growth. Elevation is growth on a higher level. That's the elevate means to rise. Sometimes you gotta rise to the occasion. Sometimes people gotta rise to you as you become the occasion. Meaning you have so much understanding of a thing, people gotta rise to you to beat you where you are. And when they do that, it becomes a different atmosphere, a different perspective. And when you have that, it does not mean that I'm just here to drop the jewels that you need to come up to where I'm at. Doesn't mean I'm better than you. And it doesn't mean I'm trying to gatekeep or whatever the hell y'all want to say. I'm here to give you what I know. If I know it, you going to know it. If you receive it. If you don't want it, you don't want to know what I know. And that's not my problem. That's yours.
Now, Frankie, I wanna fog your brain up for a minute, right? Frankie said, um, show them things you didn't know rather than to give them things you didn't have. Once I uh began to get the once I had the knowledge that I didn't have, I understood why my parents couldn't give me the things they didn't have. Right? Everything is divine connected. Sometimes you don't have things because you don't have the knowledge of it. So I mean, that's why I give them. I do both, bro. I give them things I didn't know, and I also give them things I didn't have, because them having those things I didn't have also creates an experience for them. Everything that's obtained is only there for a period of time. Think about anything you got in life. There's very few things that you got in life as a kid that you still got now, and if you still got it, it's in a different condition, and it's not as prevalent as it was when you got it as a kid. So everything has nothing. You can't really hold on to anything in life. This life is not meant for you to hold on to anything. That's why when you die, you don't have nothing. So everything is about the experience in the moment. A lot of people don't be in the moment, right? So I give my kids some of the things I didn't have, and then I explain to them like I didn't have it, and so they approach it a little differently. Like my son do now because he comprehended things. So it's like I never had a swing set in the back of my house. And when I told my son that and told him how, if I wanted to swing on the swing, what I had to do, how far I had to travel, after I told him that, he swing on that damn thing every day. He appreciate that swing set more because now he got it. But when he first got it, it was just like, yeah, I got it. I get shit all the time. Like when I break things down to him like that, give him the things I didn't have, and explain to him why I didn't have it, then he started appreciating it more and taking more advantage of it and building more of an experience with it versus just taking it for granted. Because that's what happens a lot. Like when we give our kids things that we didn't have, they don't take it because they got it and there's nothing, it was no want for it, no desire for it, they just got it. They don't appreciate it as much. So you got to give them not only when you give them things, but you give them the lesson behind it too.
Man, look, I can't even add to that, right? You said a whole thing full. Frankie says teach them to fish rather than to give them the fish.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
even
But
with that,
but to but to
go
teach
ahead.
them to fish, you still got to give them a fishing rod. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
there's still a
sometimes you
teachable
give them,
lesson. Yeah,
and think about it like this: what if you give them the fish first? Okay, I'm giving you this fish. Now you taste it. Now you experienced it. You want more? Yeah. Now I'm gonna teach you how to get it yourself because I'm not gonna keep giving it to you. You see what I'm saying? So it can be the operation of how it's done too. You know, I'm gonna give it to you so you can experience it. Once you experience it, now it builds a desire for it. Now I'm gonna show you how to go get it. That has made my son more proactive with things. Like, okay, I experienced it, but now I gotta learn how to get it. Like he be doing chores, like cause I gave him some money, he went and spent it, bought what he wanted, right? And then he wanted some more money to buy something. I said, no, you gotta work for it. So now he done built up probably about $200 doing chores. He even like he was shoveling the snow today, talking about, can I get paid for this, Dad? And I'm looking like, yeah, man, I give you $5 for it, bro. Yeah. And he ain't do nothing but shovel me a path. But he did. He shoveled me a path from my garage to my back door or my side door. He shoveled me a path, so I paid him $5 for it, man.
but
But like
that's
he
the
be looking for shit like if I do this, can I get paid? Like I do that, can I get paid? And then
early
he
and often.
and he saved his money now. But he want to say because he spent all his money at one time, and then he ain't had no money. He was just buying little bullshit. And now he learned how to save it. He was like, I know what I want. I said, what? He said, I want that new Power Wheel. And I'm like, Power Wheel? It's a damn go kart, bro. This ain't no goddamn Power Wheel. This bitch ain't got a motor in it, bro. It's a little
he
doom buggy, bro. He talking about
he
I
ready
want
to
that. He
ride.
said,
He
That's only
ready.
$1,000, 1,002. Oh, I'm like, it's 1,200. He's like, yeah, it's that. It's only that. I can save it. I'm like, yeah, you're only $1,000 away. He said, I just do stuff every day. I'm like, okay.
But that's a value that he's learning early, and even with that, that's a lesson that he learned. It's valuable. It's going to take him somewhere.
Mm,
Even when you gone. That's what I'm saying. The power of self. He learned that on his own. He gathered his own understanding on his own. You taught him. He understood it. Now he's putting it into work. So now, you know, not to be funny, your kid has become better and has made you better as a dad. That's where the better, like, you are putting on display the better you, the better aspect in your very home. So no one should be trying to say, well, he just saying it. No, it's on display. It's in action. How do we know? The story, the testimony you just gave about your son wanting to do for himself is the power of a better you being a better us. That is a perfect example. So this is what happens when you value yourself enough to say, I'm going to earn my own. He's not even 10. He's 5, 6. And he understands that value early and often. That's where the value of self comes in at. I'm gonna earn my own. I don't want you to do it. Dad, could you he ain't say, Dad, could you buy it? I'm gonna work my way to it. That's the story. That's what we sticking with. And you taught him that. And there's nothing that who's gonna dispute it? Who's gonna say you lying? If that's what he said, that's what he said. And that's the thing that we try to give to people each and every day. The value of self. You can do whatever it is that you want to. Out of the mouth of babes, the truth will come out. He's telling y'all that his son wants to do things on his own accord. He shoveled a path for his dad and said, Dad, can I get paid for it? I'm not doing this for free. We don't want our kids to do nothing for free. There has to be a value in everything that they do. They have to learn value. He's doing it early. What else is there to talk about?
Saint said, how can you see the outside of yourself to not be caught up within yourself? Where does inspiration come from if you can't see it inside yourself? And that's the scary part. That's when inspiration becomes manipulation. You know, you'll feel a sense of inspired to do something for somebody, but the whole time their intent or the energy they gave you to even do something for them was, through manipulation. That's how people get manipulated. When you start making, they put you in that ultra instinct aspect of your ego. I want to talk about that. I want to get deep with the psychology, like the forms of manipulation. I'm writing a book about manipulation. I was gonna do it on YouTube, but I'm like, I'm straight. But it's called The Words Art of Manipulation. Yeah, it's for a
What's
good reason. Like it's a lot to do with the teachings of Machiavelli. You know,
what's
you either
mhm.
manipulate or get manipulated. But it's your perception of manipulation. Manipulation ain't really bad because manipulation comes in many different forms.
Bada bing.
Manipulating is just basically changing something from its normal state. So if you sad and I make you happy, I manipulated you. You see what I'm saying?
It's a duality, and that's
If
what I'm
you
saying.
lazy and I got you working hard, I manipulated you. So it's not always bad.
It's
It's the
a,
intent.
but that's what I'm saying. Even in the year of the completion, we spoke about how duality is going to play a role in your life, right? Even with the words, influence, manipulation. You can influence somebody to do the right thing.
Right.
You can manipulate somebody to do the right thing. But because we only got the pre-concept of that being a negative aspect, a negative attribute, we only gonna see it as such until we renew our mind. That's part of improving self. When you
It-
take away everything and do the work yourself and understand that manipulation can be positive, influence can be positive. You won't look at things the same way as you did before.
See, this is probably the easiest way I can say it without being all philosophical and shit, right? It's not about what's done, it's about why it's done. Because the same thing can be done by multiple people for multiple reasons. That's just reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
People will unalive somebody because they feel threatened by them, but another person may unalive somebody because they jealous of it. Those are two
Mm-hmm.
different things. Jealousy is not threatening, but in a sense, it is threatening to them. So, I mean, people will unalive somebody because they defending themselves. They will unalive somebody because they defending somebody else, or they think it. So, same thing happens for multiple reasons, right? So it's not about what happens or what is done. It's about why. Once you that tells the story. But to back this up, I believe you can look in. I don't know if the website is still up. I ain't looked it up in a couple of years, but in 2022, on the Department of Education, it stated that I believe majority of the population, I think it was like 78, 79%, uh, have a comprehension level of an eighth grader. I'm gonna ask my sister because she do the study every year. She look at those studies every year. I'm gonna ask her, but just knowing that it makes sense because that's how people are almost engineered. That's how most people function. They look at what is done and go straight to judgment instead of comprehending why it's done. Even in the court system breaks that down, right? You
Yeah.
did a crime, okay, but now let's talk about why you did the crime. Because if it's for a good reason, we'll probably slap you on the wrist, let you go, or if it's for a bad reason, we might give you more fucking time. That's how the court system runs, or supposed to. Ideally, that's how it goes.
Yeah,
Right?
that's the idea.
That's
We know.
purpose. That's the
Yeah,
purpose of it. But
we
now if
know.
they follow through, then that's on them. I can't say this shit happened like that, but that was the concept of it. Right? Why? Because the why was always important. Now it's not. This is how they get you for thinking for yourself. Most people don't think of why things because that takes critical thinking. Next time somebody asks or say this to you, right? This is, and I'm gonna do a show early this year about this, the three laws of logic, right? This is so many things are cliche. People say that's a logical thought. Okay, but they don't even know the three laws of logic. So how are you going through a logical process to say that's the thought if you don't even know the three laws of logic? Because
Mm,
half the shit people say ain't fucking logical.
damn.
I seen a Christian the other day trying to say the Trinity is logical, and I'm like, it's impossible. It defies all three laws. because A has to be A. A can't be B. That's law of identity. One thing can't be the other thing. That's law of mental exclusion.
But maybe they made it was
One might be this or
diluted.
might be that. That's law of
Right.
contradiction. There go your three laws. It defines all three.
But that's why the belief system is where it's at because they're still thinking about it without knowing it. You see what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
don't know. You thinking that okay, God lowered himself to become a man, then the man lowered himself to be the spirit, even though the spirit is life, and you don't even know how this operates anyway. If the spirit gives you life, how could it be a man? Like it's so many things that they don't put the thought into, but because it's a preconceived notion, they just following suit. They're not taking the time to do the work. This is why people have reputation. That's why they wear reputation jackets because they don't look inside. I defy that reputation that you gave me. I'm very rarely showing who I really am. But because you think I'm that way, everybody else is going to view me that way. That's not how I see myself. That's how you got to look at yourself. I don't care what you say. If I ain't tell you I am who I am, then that ain't me. That's how you got to start looking at things. But because people are sitting out here just making shit up and just going, all right, that's the truth. That ain't no damn truth. They lied to you and told you it was the truth, and you went for it. It's a difference. It's a truth, the truth, and a fact. They don't even know the difference of those three either. So that's why we got a lot of work to do.
And see, that's like what you just said is, A truth, B truth, and then so like when people call me a narcissist, right? Like you a narcissist. I agree with it partially because it's partially right. I have narcissistic tendencies like anyone can have. I ain't gonna say everyone, but anyone can have narcissistic tendencies. Now it's predicated upon my interaction if it come out. So well, who does that say more about me or the person?
Hmm.
I can't be a narcissist because I'm not consistent with it. I'm not consistent enough with it. But I do have tendencies. I will display narcissistic tendencies. And that's predicated upon my interaction with the person. And now if you bring that out of me, that's on you.
Hmm.
Now we gotta ask what happened? Why did this come out? And a lot of times stuff like that come out with me because like I don't like condescending or passive aggressive. I don't like that. So when I see it, that's when, I usually display those tendencies or those attributes.
Hmm. I, I
So
don't. Hmm. Go ahead. I hear you.
so so even thinking about that, the consistency of an individual. If it's not consistent that this individual is like that, now you got to look at what makes this person like that, or how does this person become like that? And
Hmm.
then sometimes you see it's the people, or sometimes you see it's the environment the person is in. This is how you analyze something. And my bad, Mo, I believe that study was done on high school grad. I think that was the variable was high school graduates, like people who graduate, so it'd be more of an adult study.
Hmm.
But the study they did, it was like they it was it's on the Department of Education. That's where my sister got it from. The first time she sent it to me, that's where
Hmm.
she got it from. Because I was saying like it was so like I be in a bubble, bro. Like I didn't say this before. I be in a bubble. I don't fuck with too many people. I really don't, bro. Like in real life, before I'm not an internet person, bro. So I don't, and then in real life, I don't fuck with many people. So the people I fuck with are very critical thinkers. I have to be around people like that because I got ADHD. So if you start talking some bullshit that don't matter or have no value to me, my attention span is gone. So up until I got on the internet, it was like, man, some of these people weird as hell, bro. Because I've been in this bubble for probably about 10, 15 years. Now, I haven't always been in that bubble, so I know other things exist. But it's things that I'm accustomed to now, things that I will only tolerate, And when it's outside of that realm, then I'm straight. And
Hmm.
that comes with, being having intent, right? Because consumption is not just done physically like you eat, it's also done mentally and emotionally. And whatever you consume is gonna be within you. So you gotta think about that, bro. And you see how the food do in you. If you put something bad in you, how it fuck you up. Same thing with the mental and emotional aspect. Yes, baby.
Yeah, so like it, I don't know
Okay.
what it's going to take for us to grow as far as get the understanding of adulthood and things outside of our regular uh teenage ideas and
Yeah.
logic, but we have to do more than what we used to do, right? We have to become more understanding of what's ahead of us, right? And when Stoic was talking about to see a thing, if you can observe, observation is not just seeing. So sometimes you can hear a whisper in your ear, and you can understand that thing is around you, right? It's not just about visually seeing a thing. Observation is more than just seeing. So if you come from that perspective, you can take that see out of it, and then you can understand why you still can observe a thing even if you can't visually see it, right? Because we've been told there's only five senses that we use, and it's about 20, some big old number like that. I'm like, dang, y'all just telling us to use a quarter of what we supposed to use instead of using 100% or 75% or something bigger than this small little quarter that you're giving us to use to become to use our senses. Just like they tell us all the time, it's 10%. We only use 10% of our brain. So what the hell are the other 90 supposed to be doing? Like, wait, what? Like, come on, man. Like, y'all want us
Well,
to use the smallest number to manipulate the largest number that's still available.
see, a lot of that is a reason behind that because everybody ain't capable. Everybody ain't got it. So, but everybody got the five. Most people got the five. But everybody ain't got the other senses, bro. Everybody ain't tuned in, tapped in. Everybody ain't from the right seed at that aspect. Even if you go biblical, everybody ain't the same, bro. And some
I
people can't connect, you know.
I
So
I get all of that, but but why is it that you trying to give me a choice? But this is why you got to work for yourself. As long as you work for yourself, you can see if you can reach the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, the 10 cents, right? You can see if you can use 15, 17, 20% of your brain instead of what they telling you what
they
you
get that
think
from a
you
movie,
know.
though.
I get it, but what I'm saying is you can see how to use things if you actually try to use it. But you rather reach for a star that you ain't gonna reach, but you ain't gonna strive for anything else. You're not gonna strive to be a better person. You're not gonna strive to become a like you're not gonna do none of that because they told you to. But if they tell you to strive for the stars, you're gonna try to go up to the. You're gonna try to want to get in a spaceship to go out of space and see if you can touch a star. That's just the programming in of us. That's why we renew our minds and fill the mind up with what we need to know. We will be better people.
And also too, like people only can use or do what they're aware of. And a lot of times, like the reason it's done. I mean, once you understand the reason why things are done and why, then you know why it's important, or it more defines your why to fix yourself, and it's
Mm-hmm.
done so they can control you. So if you're okay with being controlled, then go live your life. Hey,
But that's the thing, man. You got everybody wants to be in control of something, but you don't want to control yourself. If you can control yourself, everything around you can be able to better handle situations if you know yourself. This is why I'm saying y'all gotta use this year to one correctly. Y'all gotta know who y'all is, how deep you can go, how much patience you have, how much understanding you have, how much growth you have still remaining. You gotta do this work. We can sit here and have this conversation, but if you're not going to apply anything that's being spoken about, you can't complain that you're still in stagnant mode. You can't because it's your choice. It's not ours. Two is illogical to a one. Uh, I guess I'm gonna just say you just added something. You just added something to yourself. So it's not really it's not illogical because in order for something to grow, it has to improve. So the so if the two becomes a one, what happens? Because two can become one. We do know that, right, Stoic? Two can become one, right? If you work together, if you synchronize, that two can become a one. So the two may not be illogical to the one unless nah, I don't think it can be illogical. I think it can adjust or conform to becoming one, right? It's like two people with one sound mind. It's possible because we could think about it, we can agree about what we're thinking about, and then we put it on display. And when we put it on display, the two will become one. So I don't know if it's illogical. I'm not gonna say it's illogical. To me, it's not illogical.
So I think he typed that when I was talking about like the laws of logic.
Oh,
So
okay.
like the law of identity, like two can't be one and one can't be two. Two can only be two and one can only be one.
Mm, I don't. Well, that.
So that's law of identity. And as far as like say of law of middle exclusion, two can't change into one and one can't change into two.
Two can't turn into one.
No.
Okay, so nothing could synchronize into one.
No. One if it's just one, then it's just one. The only you would have to add more to it. So no, it's no longer one once you add something to it. It's no longer itself no more. Anything I am just me, right? I am just me. That's just who I am. So when I have a kid, he can only be a part of me, but he can't be me. No matter how I add or it can't be nothing but me. I'ma always be me. So one will always be one. You can't one can not be nothing different than one. So even if you took one and one is still one. It can't be anything else. Now when you put it together, it becomes two, but it's not one. Now it's two. But
Okay.
it couldn't, it had to be an individual one and another individual one. And it had to be a process of putting it together to make it. But once it's something new, it's something new. So once you added one plus one, it wasn't one no more.
Mm,
That's logical. All that is logical. Everything I said is logical
okay.
because the process of change, it altered, it loses what it was. It's not what it was before. Once you change it,
So
it
once you
can't
add,
be.
so once you add to something, okay. So pretty much, once you add to something, it's no longer original.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
okay,
It can't be. It's been changed.
I got you. So I, I hate that word change, but I get what you're saying. Because even if you're improving on something, it's still not original. Because it's not original, it's an add-on. It's an improvement. It's not what it
It's
was
an
before.
improvement. That's right. So if I improve, that made me better. So I'm not what I was. I'm better.
I,
If
right.
I didn't improve, if I got worse, then I'm worse. You know, it's not. I wasn't what I was. I'm now something new, and that's law of identity.
Yeah, I'm mixing the two because I'm saying to myself, okay, but if we are supposed to be better, isn't that the original? Am I being original for improving myself? Am I original for growing? But
That,
we're on a different subject, so don't
but
mind me.
even in that, but
Right.
even in that aspect, right? If I was supposed to be, like, you have to now define what's supposed to be. Like, what does that mean? Because even if we were supposed to be something and we're not that, then that's just an idea. Because you are what exists. So
Mm-hmm.
even if you devolved from something, that's not, you could say supposed to be, but that's not what you are.
Mm,
And there's a reason that happened, you know, there's a reason that happened.
mm. And that's the beauty of having these conversations because whether we understood what the logic was, the simplification will make it better for you to understand. Everybody can't overstand if you don't understand. See what I'm saying? So the simplification of a thing is a beautiful thing. So hopefully like I said, the conversation that's being had is making things understandable for you, and you can apply it to yourself to see, not to prove us to be right or wrong, but if it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. That's where growth takes place at. Take the information, apply it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's how you grow. That's how you continue to improve on the oneness of yourself.
I'm gonna make a diagram of because that's even metaphysics when we say understand, understand, and overstand. But to put it in like to simplify that, like inner understanding is like awareness,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like what most people perceive as knowing, but it's not. Understanding and knowing is not interchangeable. It's not the same fucking thing. Understanding is just you're aware of it, right? You're aware of it, but you don't know it. Know it is operational function. You can operate things when you know things. Even your family, when you know your kids, you can put them in position to win. When you know, like at a boss at work, when you know your people, you can put them in a position to win. You can take them out of a position to lose.
Mm.
You know, you can operate things. You know a TV because you can turn channels and up and down and look that's knowing a TV. But overstanding is creation. You're able to create that by even if you can create it, you can also manipulate it. So that's what
Mm.
overstanding is. So even if you think of manipulation, usually what does manipulation do? It creates some type of emotional attachment. Usually what people manipulate. Like think about love bombing, right? When people love bomb, what do? They create an emotional attachment. Why?
Mm.
Because they overstand you. They literally overstand you to the point where they can create an emotional attachment, manipulate you, get you to do things you wouldn't normally do. That's what usually happens when you talk about like the love bombing thing. I even think about some simps, like the internet version of simps, you know, do things out of their character, out of the nature of a person. Why? Because some type of emotional manipulation. And you can easily pull that string when you want the puppet to move. So, but that's how it works. Most people don't get to that really understanding aspect. They stay on the over understanding because they think understanding is the process of understanding, or they think understanding or being aware of something that they know something.
They just used to the basic, pretty much.
Yeah, they
Mm.
they give themselves more credit than what they deserve most of the time. Like when I hear people say, "I researched things," and I'm like, "Oh, what you researched this? Yeah, give me two cross references." They'd be like, "What? No, I just looked it up on this website." Like, bro, you don't even who's the author? What? I mean, you don't know nothing about nothing, so you didn't read. You looked it up, but they would get themselves credit by saying, "I researched it." Like that's not research, bro.
You just
Especially as
saw it.
somebody who do that shit, bro. Like I really do that shit, bro.
So they just saw it, and then all right, I did it. What you
Yeah,
did, I saw it.
right.
You saw, okay. What did you see? What is it based on? Where did they get the idea from? But that's what I'm saying. Because people, that's what I'm saying. Because people don't want to do that work. They just do. They want to do the bare minimum, expect the greatest surprises. That's not how life works. You got to work, continuously work. You got to work to improve yourself, work to know, work to create. Like everything, elevation is always going to be a key to things. So just because you know the basic, it's not the it's just the beginning. It's not the end. But because you got a lot of lazy people, they'd rather sit at the beginning and say that's the end because they don't want to grow no more. So that's the that's the scary part of life because they're so conditioned to just all right. I got that part. I'm straight. I'm straight. I ain't doing no more. I got an understanding. No, you just got the basic. It's more to it than just the basics. You got to go higher in the thing. Everything elevates. I don't know nothing that doesn't elevate. You know what I mean? I don't know nothing that like I really don't because you want to improve. When you if you improve, you elevate. And if you grow, you elevate. All of that is called elevation. If people want to say evolution, that's elevation, that's growth. That's it's something's getting better uh, or improving. So everything in life is about improving. So if you just want to do the bare minimum, how you going to say you grown?
Yeah, bro. I think I don't know, man. The work is that's what I'm saying. Like I forgot who asked that question earlier, but that's the journey process, bro. The work is the journey, and most people that they wonder why they stagnate in life. Like I'm saying, the comprehend. Like if you can read and comprehend, words are either written or spoken. So if you can read and comprehend, I don't understand why most people don't hear and comprehend. I don't understand that. Like that shit weird to me because it's like that's a, it's words, whether it's written or spoken. Everything has context. If somebody writing or talking, it has context. And most
Mm-hmm.
people don't even think about the concept of context. They just I like when most people say shit to me, I be thinking like, why did they say it versus what they said. Like I analyze what they say real quick, and then the question is, what was the motivation behind them saying that? That's automatic. That's just how my brain was now. Now it took me a minute to practice that process to really get to the why. It took me a minute, right? But once you get there, bro, you look at that's how you define what a person is attempting to tell you or what they're trying to convey to you. Just like if you're reading a book, most people read a book and just read the book. They don't. You ask them what was the author trying to convey within the story, they'd be like, "What? Like, what was the tone of the story? What?" Like, I understand all these things vocally because I understand them writtenly. That's how I learned it, and then I transferred the process to interacting with people.
Mm, my bad. I was over there shit. I'm over here cheating. I'm doing cheat codes, sharing my shit on the sports page. I forgot to do it. But that's like I don't know, man. Like I said, if y'all still want to do this thing, we can do it, right? If y'all still want to grow, y'all want to do all of these things, you have resources, you have the avenues to improve on yourselves. No one is taken away from that, right? We want y'all to grow. We want y'all to improve. We want y'all to improve yourselves. Like I said, but it's just not our call. It's up to it's on an individual basis. It's not that we're giving up on people. That's not what we're saying. We're saying is you gotta want to do the work. We can guide you. We can give you little bits and pieces of information. You just got to do the work. And if you don't want to do the work, don't complain about yourself being stagnant. That's all I'm saying.
Man, look, when I was younger, bro, I used to I had a desire to help the world. Then I realized like it ain't even the world that need help, it's me. And then the more I began to help myself, I figured out how to help the world.
Right.
Everybody gotta help their fucking self, bro. And the only thing, and I know the reason why a lot of people like is access to things, resources. Most people don't like knowledge is a resource. So like most people from the hood didn't know. I didn't know because that's the environment that I'm learning in. But I was always going in and out, in and out. So I had to experience, see, and do other things. And then I go back and try to give it to my homeboys, and they'd be like, man, fuck that shit. Like that new shit, like you was talking about earlier. People don't like new things. That's how they was. Like, this is new. Like, no, I'm straight. And then they seen the benefits. They seen the benefits, right? Like, my one homeboy came out to my house when I was on 22 Mile. He was like, man, this shit is peaceful, bro. He said, I feel like I'm in a movie. I'm like, bro, you can live like this, man. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't. I'm like, bro, you can live like this. Now you're aware of it. Like this shit is real. It ain't just on TV. Like this shit real, bro. Like you can have it. And you doing better now. You doing better. You start working at a plant. He got out the street, start working at a plant. That's his level, and that's cool. That's my ninja. But shit, his house bigger than mine. Working at a plant, regular ass work. Just
but
save his money up and learn some investment. You know, he just go to work now. But it got him out the street. So that's the positive, man.
right.
He found his lane and cruised in that motherfucker.
But that's the thing, right? Because just imagine if he didn't have the thought of improving on himself, then he wouldn't have believed in himself, and then he wouldn't have put the practice of believing and putting the experience of get the job done for him to know he can be where he's at today. All of that is a process. All of that is work. All of that is something that he did with his own individual efforts and strength and work ethics. This is why we talk about belief, how belief can be stagnation, but at the same time, it can also get you to push a little further. If you push a little further, you can get to the goals that you need to get to in order to know that something is done. But it's the process. It's about you understanding the works and the process that needs for you to become that thing that you know or you think you can become. But it's like an order of operation, and a lot of people don't know the order of operation.
Yeah, that's what I was. I don't know who I was talking to, but I was told him like, man, belief was supposed to be a process. And if you know anything about science, you know, equate belief to a hypothesis. It's a process. It's something that you think and you move forward towards, but you don't know. So it's a process of getting to know. Like people stop at believing in God. That's why they get so much conflict and controversy with God instead of knowing God. If you know God, then you know what you know. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Ain't no doubt. No matter what anybody else say. That's why, like, when people try to explain God to me, is like, one thing. It's so crazy to me. Like people, as soon as I say I don't believe in God in the anthropomorphic way, and people will look that word up, they don't know what else to fucking say to me. They don't know what else how to come at me because most people use like the God of the Bible and start explaining. Oh, so that's how they attack the ideology of God. It's from
Mm.
biblical aspect. So when you take that away from them, they be fucked up. And they be like, oh, that's that new age. Nah, bro, this is before religion, bro. This is how we looked at it. This
That's
ain't it's
the
new to you, not new to me. This,
yeah. See, but they don't even understand that will be called a revelation, right?
hmm
The fact of the thing is, if you equate belief to religion, let's just equate it real quick. If you believe that the religion is supposed to help you improve to your spirituality and knowing God, you will have the understanding and that will work for you. But if you just continue to follow the belief blindly, you're not going to see that it's supposed to be an elevation from believing to knowing. So if you know God, you no longer believe in him, but you know him. And if you know the creator as the creator, you don't have that belief. You know what he is, you know he's gonna place you, or the creator gonna place you in situations for you to get the answers that you need to get. But because the way religion has now been established, you only they only going I'm telling you, when the people tell me that the church is like the hospital, I agree 100% with them, because they're not going to, their job is not to cure you or heal you, it's for you to come back because they want you to need them. Because ain't
preach
no
it.
hospital ain't no hospital going to make no money if you're cured or healed. They're gonna find the littlest thing wrong with you. Now you go in there with a broke foot and they tell you take 2 aspirins and call me in the morning. That means you got to come back. We need your money. So they're not there to cure you. So religion is not there to cure you anymore. It's not going to tell you how to touch your spirit in the aspect to where you no longer lead the church. Because if you touch your spirit, if you're doing it correctly, you will be cured or you will be healed. And then the Holy Spirit will enter you, the whole spirit, and then you will know God for what God is. And when you know that, you know you don't need your church anymore. So they're going to hinder your growth. Religion, that's what it is.
So, so ideally, right? Because I think people practice in this context, right? So ideally, how religion should work is it gives you structure, it gives you the information and knowledge of how to practice to develop a relationship with the divine or God, right? That's ideally how it's supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
So that means it puts you through a process of believing, and as you practice, you will develop that relationship. Now you know God, just like a person, just like me and you interacting. Like
Mm-hmm.
like people be like, oh, I know this person. No, you don't. You don't know people. Most people don't know people. Most people are aware of people, right? Awareness is like you aware. You've been around them, okay. But
I
knowing
see
the
it.
person is like, okay, if this happened, then they gonna do this. If this happened, they gonna do this. They mama, they daddy, I know their cousins, their grandma. I know this person. I know the middle name, first name, last name, favorite color, where they like to eat. I know this person. That's knowing, right? Knowing is operational. Like I can function with this person because if I get in this situation and this happen, I know they will do this. I know they go do. I know this person. That's knowing somebody. But most people are aware of people. Like I'm only aware of people. I can only assume. I don't know anything. I can assume.
Oh
But where does
shit.
that assumption come from? My thoughts and feelings, not this person's consistency of action. So if you don't understand a person's consistency of action, you don't really know.
Right. It, that's what I'm saying, and that's what I was saying earlier about reputations, right? Because if you just see somebody doing stuff, so everybody, so like let's just say you portray a bully, so that's all you is. You a bully now, but on here you can do that, but then you ain't that person. You could like people really put on acts and fronts and things like that. But if that's the reputation that you want to put on, then you can't get mad if people dislike you for that reputation that you accepted. Your character is your character. You should know you better than anybody. So if somebody's looking outside of you and all right, well, this is what I am aware of or I'm observing. That don't mean that they know you. They don't know your character unless you put it on display at a consistent rate. But it's your character is showing you who you are, and that's not if that's their reputation. If they see you for who you are, then I guess you're in agreement. But if they just telling you their opinion of you and not stating a fact, is a reputation.
Oh, my bad. I wasn't even looking in the chat. Well, was it my side? Can you
Nah.
break down the year one concept? Is that about numerology? Yeah. Year. Hold on. What did he write? It's astrology too, but every number has a personality symbol. Yeah. I could it be the whole time. So, like, like, when you think of the year to one, is like Gary he is consistently talking about like self improvement, focusing on self. One is a narcissistic number where you think about yourself, it's single, it functions by itself, highly functional. Working on yourself, um, is a good thing in this year, you know. And that's the aspect of the one we focusing on, not the negative, but the positive. Take this time to focus on you, get things done that you want to get done, develop yourself the way you think. A little bit about being selfish, man. This should be a selfish year to you.
Yeah,
I fucks
absolutely.
with people, but it got to be for a reason to benefit me too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how. So it's the energy. It's more the energy, the wave. You know, either one or two things. Either you gonna ride the wave, or the wave gonna knock your ass over. So, like when it comes to like energy, I try to match that frequency so I can get a free ride. You know what I'm saying? I want that free ride too. So yeah, riding the wave with a one. So this is a good year to develop self.
And that's all, like I said, and I really had to look at it like, damn, how could you look at yourself without completely getting rid of the negative and the energy that was holding you back from becoming the complete person that you need to be. Right? You don't need to carry everything from yesterday to today because everything is not going to be necessary. Just take the things that you need and go forward with it. Now that you in this year of the one, now what you need to do is focus on you. You can't worry about Jane. You can't worry about Jim. You can't worry about Peter. You can't worry about Paul. You can't worry about none of the people. Worry about yourself. Because at the end of the day, you got to live with yourself, whether it's health, physically, or mentally, or emotionally, or whatever it is. You got to live with yourself. Everybody doesn't have to come with you in order for you to improve yourself. Because when you complete that task, when you finish the task of taking care of yourself, becoming a better version of yourself, and being selfish with yourself, you're not going to allow certain things that you used to. And that's the goal that we should all be working on. We're not going to do what we used to do. We're not going to allow people to walk all over us. We're not going to allow people to take advantage of us. We're going to allow people in, but we're going to have to observe them and push them away if they're not with it, or we're going to embrace them because they need us, or whatever it is. You got to know what your capabilities are, but it takes you to be selfish in order for you to know who you are, to where you can set the boundaries for anybody else throughout the year.
And check this out, Frankie. So it's this thing I teach when I life coach, right? It's called the process of defining intent. That's how I structured it, right? And I was trying to figure out how I can be more intentive with the things that I do. And I can separate my emotions and my thoughts, right? I can do that. But when I do things, I want it to be whole. I wanted my thoughts to align with my emotions when I did it. And that's how I develop, intent. Like I have the why and the how, right? So I knew my actions was justified. So the way I even process that, and it can be interchangeable. Why you do something, and it can determine how you do it, or how you do something can determine why you do it. So, but the reason for that process is to define my intent, to understand why I'm doing things. So I know I can do it with a pure heart, and I can do it in a logical way where uh, I don't affect nobody else, whether if the outcome is good or bad, and I can have a clear heart, So understanding the why can develop how you do things. Understanding how you do things can develop why. And what you do, that's the third aspect. So everything, we live in this three-dimensional world, and the easiest way to process through here is using the laws of the realm. So, um, yeah, doing things in threes. I mean, if you can do it in fives and sixes, it's easier, but three is basic. So, you know, teaching things, I try to put it in three. The what, why, and how. What you're doing, what it is, figure out how to do it, but define it by why you're doing it. Have good intent when you do things.
But wouldn't those three complete the, like, some things you could simplify and not add to it, right? Like if you said, what you say, the what, the whys, what you
The
just say, the
what,
why, the what,
the what, why, and how. What is
and
what you're
how.
doing? Yeah,
Because the who and the where is gonna figure itself out once you figure those three out. Is what I'm trying to get at. You see what I'm saying?
I can put it in sixes and nines, bro. I can put that shit in sixes and nines.
No, I'm just saying. But if you take those three aspects, I understand what I'm saying is you can go ahead and do that thing. But if you take those three, the rest will figure itself out, right? If you know the what, the where, and the how, you go who and where. Who is it going to benefit? Where is it going to benefit you at? You got that because you know why you're doing it, how you did it, and what you're doing it for. You see what I mean? It's going to benefit in totality once you use those three aspects. That's what I swear I just thought about that while you was saying it. Like, damn, it's just like when they talk about the 42 laws, right? The 42 laws of Mahat, right? Then Christians put it down to the 10 commandments, right? Then Jesus put it down to 5 commandments. The first 5 is for God, and the second 5 is about man. But what I'm saying is, if you break it down to a smaller, it'll elevate to get back to the 42, right? You take the 10, it's still the 42 involved, That's what I'm saying. If you can understand or make it rise to your total knowing of a situation and activating it, you will understand that just because it's simplified, it doesn't mean there's not more room and more words and more laws that come with it. But if you just, like I said, if you just take the 10, you could understand the 42. But if you don't understand the 42, you probably won't understand the 10. You see what I'm saying? So it's the fact that just because you simplify it, you got to understand what the if you don't understand it in the simple format, how you going to understand it at its highest peak is what I'm saying. But if you the 3 was the simplest form, but it'll make you all right. Now I understand the who and the where. That's what I'm saying. But like I said, if they don't do the work, they're not even going to understand what we're talking about. So that alone is going to be a problem for a lot of people.
You know what? The more I look at things, bro, like just from me being on Earth, bro, the simpler things were made, the worse we became. Like as humans, bro. Like the
It
simpler,
makes you lazy.
yeah.
It
I
makes
mean,
you
the simpler
lazy.
they made things, bro. It's just,
And
that shit. That shit. Like I like to be simply like life to me is simply complex, right? It's not hard. It's just complex, you know. Um, that's how I look at life. But when you make that shit simple, people become simple, basic ass motherfuckers, bro.
so what
People
happened when you
basic as
make
hell.
what happened when you make because people want to think that complex means hard. And that's the thing. You see what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
if you say something is complex, that shit sounds hard. No, it's just I never said it was hard. It's complex. It doesn't mean it's hard. You just got to sit down and understand what complex means. It doesn't necessarily mean hard. You see what I'm saying?
No,
But
it's
then,
just intricately structured. That's all it is.
right? That's what I'm saying.
It's just got a lot of structure to it. Complex don't even equate to hard. Complex don't even assume that's how people like like this. Like when I be talking to people, I be like, is that the meaning or the definition of the word? Because that's how you perceive the word. Most people function off meanings of word, how they feel about a word, how they personally attach an emotion to a word. That's not the fucking definition though. You
Nah, that's
know.
the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? I had somebody say that to me, bro, and I'm looking like, look, man, do me. I told the guy, I was like, bro, dude, I was on TikTok, man. I told the guy, I said, man, Google definition versus meaning and tell me it's the same thing. Tell me that. Tell me that. Because I do this shit, bro. Like with the words, bro. I do this shit with the words, man. Like
I try to
it's
tell people,
different.
hey there, I didn't give you the word, I didn't give you the name lexicon for nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Because I know when you first said, yo, meaning and definition is not the same. I know people's like, what the hell is he talking about?
It's not, bro.
And
Meaning and definition is not the same. It's not interchangeable. It's
you know what I
not
mean?
substitutable, but people do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People do that. They substitute how they feel about a word versus the definition, how the word is defined.
That's what I'm saying because we have become so simplistic. We just think everything means what it says, and it's not. And that's what I'm saying. So when you tell somebody things like, that's not the definition and meaning, not the same thing. When you tell somebody you can influence somebody and it's not negative. When you tell somebody you can manipulate somebody and it's not negative, they're gonna look at you with a side eye, talk so much that motherfucker think he know what he's talking about. I don't gotta know it. You do the work. Go see what it means. Oh, it just means that you made somebody come up with a different idea, whether it's good or bad. Hey, that's what influence means. That's what manipulation means. It doesn't mean that everything that you manipulate is bad. You can manipulate something from good. If you manipulate that water into ice, does that make your drink cold? But you manipulated it, right? What are you talking about? Is that a bad thing or a good thing? Oh, I didn't look at it that way. Yeah, because you wasn't taught to look at it that way. But because somebody adds a thought process or give you an idea to look at it from a different lens, You get mad and talk about somebody don't know what they're talking about because it's not your lens. As long as you can see it, that should be the objective, to understand and see what that person is talking about and see if it works. Stop killing the messenger. Look at the message. If it works, it works. That's a problem.
Yeah, man, let me get my butt down.
All righty.
I ain't
Shout
even
out.
go. Man,
I
this
ain't
was
know we were
fun
gonna be
though.
cooking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I told Logical I was going to holler. I was going to wish you a happy birthday earlier. I did that. I was supposed to did this. I was supposed to did this reputation and character thing like 2 weeks ago. I didn't do it, so I said let me just put all this together. And then, like I said, the nine bringing in the new year one, we bring it in together. Whether it's you, whether it's we or me or whoever would have came up, we're still here, y'all. The 9% is still here. I'm just telling y'all, whether it's the sports channel, whether it's this channel, whether it's the Word, Commander, Tay, BDB, we are still around. We are still We're still trying to make a better us process exist. It's still in existence. We just got to come at it from a different viewpoint, a different perspective. But we are here. Shout out to my 33 brother, and I appreciate you.
appreciate you. Hey, I fucked you up with that superliminal the first time I said that thing. I think I know it was like my one homeboy called me like, bro, ain't that a video game? I think it's a game called Superliminal. And I'm like, bro, it's a word. And he looked it up. He was like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, I fucked you up, right? He's like, yeah. All right. Yeah, I know that fucked a lot of people up. Somebody told me like, you be throwing subliminals. I say, no, I do superliminal.
That's why he's the lexicon. This is what I'm telling y'all. If you hang around him, you will learn some words and you'll learn the context, you will learn the definition, and you will learn the meaning. This is what he do on a daily basis. So if you want to use words in different perspectives, holla at the lexicon, holla at the word. That's what he desires to do. That's what he wanted to do from the gate. If y'all want it, y'all better catch him before he disappears, because he's one to disappear. I'm just telling y'all. Yeah, y'all can't call him on the back channel. Y'all don't got
You you snuck up on me. Nah, I knew you was about to come because you just drunk all that. Nah, bro, she almost got me. Man, she be drinking all this water and then she just come and lick my face when I'm laying on the couch. Gone. Why y'all be
it.
harassing me, bro? Everybody harass me. You, the wife, the kids. Why everybody want to jump on me? No, gone. I
They
don't want
telling
to
you
do
that's how they want to bring the new
I
year
don't
in.
want
That's all. They want to bring that new year in like that. But shout out to
to
my
get on my
33
face,
brother.
bro.
He over there having
Hey,
problems
bro.
with Nola. Nola, happy New Year's.
Man, she big as hell, bro. She
I
just
bet she is.
if she catch me in a vulnerable position, bro, she'd jump right on me, bro. Like I got your ass now, you ain't standing up. That's how she do, bro. She'd be chilling. Like yeah, she almost got me though, but I hopped up right before she jumped on me.
Yeah, see, you got up. So let me get out of here. You must have seen Nola coming. You got
I heard her
ESW.
coming. I heard her. I heard her lapping that water, then it stopped, and then I heard the little chain dangling on her neck. Like, oh shit, the living room dark as hell, bro. I jumped up like that's why I was like, oh shit.
Oh man, but shout out to the 33 brother, man. Appreciate him coming up. Appreciate him bringing the New Year's in with all of us here. This is what I'm saying. We can have this, but you guys gotta want this. It's not about us. It's about what you guys want. Or if you need us, we're available. But what do you guys want? If you want this, we here. Right? I'm not going nowhere. Like I said, I got a whole sports channel, so we can talk about sports, whatever. I don't care. That's that. We about to make that happen. So I'm here all the time. This, something gotta inspire me to do this. I ain't gonna lie to you, because sometimes when you just come up here, I don't want to waste nobody's time. I gotta be inspired. There gotta be a passion or something for me to just come out here and do this. It's not an everyday thing that inspires me, because the way life is going, boy, you can be uninspired in a heartbeat. So we still here, we still in the midst. Um, like I said, I appreciate him coming through. Stoic, listen, man. It's always good to see you. We know you. We know you. You had your New Year's early because it's damn near. It should be January 2nd over there. But we appreciate you. Listen, anytime we see you, we know you good. Because if we don't see you, we like, wait a minute, something definitely wrong with that. We appreciate you. My birthday sister. Appreciate you. Logical Thinker, aka Mo Perspective. Frankie Blanco, appreciate you adding to the conversation, dropping your jewels as you always do. Shout out to Realist. And we've been on here for a minute. I forgot I had StreamYard. I'm so used to the other one that gives you a 2 hour limit. I forgot the first person that was here. I forgot. They was here bright and early. I don't know if I can go all the way up. I'm gonna find her though. Sherry, that's her name. Shout out to Sherry. Happy New Year's. KY. Shout out to you. I appreciate everybody coming through. I appreciate everybody bringing in the New Year with me. Like I said, this was more about me being a gift, right? Because some of us don't have people to share the New Year's with. So I'm gonna make myself available for some of the people, because at the end of the day, when you understand there's not a lot of people around that you really could rock with, hopefully I got you to start the new year, and we're going to make this year our year, because it's the year of the one. We don't have to be the twos. We could be the ones. We're going to be the A1. We're going to be at our pinnacle by the time this year is over. So once again, I appreciate everybody coming through. I'll be back soon. I'm not too far away. If I'm not doing this, I'll probably be on Words panel having a conversation. I'll still be around. But whatever y'all think y'all want to talk about, y'all can hit us up. You can hit the community community wall, and we can have a conversation, or we can have a conversation at Words channel. But we are here. We are still in existence. We appreciate you guys. Let's make this year our year. And until the next time, I'm out. Appreciate you.